outlaw of Sherwood Forest and his stalwart band, robbing the rich to feed the poor, ready to fight for king, for country, or for maiden fair.
Now, this forest is wide. It can shelter and clothe and feed a band of good, determined men, good swordsmen, good archers, good fighters. Are you with me?
It's Errol Flynn as Robin Hood, Olivia de Havilland as Maid Marian, Claude Rains, Basil Rathbone, and a cast of thousands, reliving history's most colorful adventure.
I suppose you realize the penalty for killing a king's deer is death. Are there no exceptions?
Will you come with me?
To Sherwood?
I've nothing to offer you but a life of hardship and danger, but we'd be together.
Because I love you, Robin, I'd come. Even the danger would mean nothing if you were with me.
Let me ram those words down his throat, Your Highness.
From this night on, I use every means in my power to fight you.
U.S. gives a pass on ISIS to Palmyra. Assad has no support, and so he will stay.
And come what will of it, I will fight the man who pretends the hand of Nora Brady. I'll follow him if it's into the church. I'll have his blood, or he'll have mine.
The boy must go into hiding.
All clever young fellows who are free and able are hereby invited to step up.
My name is Redmond Barry.
A ruined lad, and send me to the devil.
Welcome to the. Whoa, we have some echoes. Let's try again. Maybe not. Interesting. I'm not sure. Not sure. Okay, maybe we're good now. Anyway, this is the Rob Show. We're getting echoes. I'm trying to do things on multiple devices. I tried to do an intro. It was so jank. Maybe it shouldn't have even been there. Anyway, we have Aubrey here. The esteemed Aubrey. Just before I add you to the stage, Aubrey, we're going to have to play one of my intro songs. If I can do it successfully. It's too much to juggle. I don't understand live streaming. You know, I tried. I did my best. We'll see where it goes. You know, it is what it is. But I feel like we need an image while this is playing. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, that's not even. Let's restore. Working.
Oh, freedom to full glory. Just with Lord. My glory. Let the breeze. Say all the stake. With Robert Gamble. Let's restore. Oh, freedom to full glory. Just with Lord.
Anglo-Saxon vibes, growing green fields, the Western it shall be. From the far side of the world, the contours of the empire, the sun never fully set. The tongue ruled the waves, showing the warrior of light. Share your thoughts.
The tyrant shall be vanquished.
Just with Rob. Making England. Just with Rob. Make it fast. Just with Rob. Make it yours.
Okay, amazing. Anyway, so we'll invite our guest. Jesus Christ, the jankness is off chops. Maybe that's part of the appeal, though. Anyway, we're here. I've invited the esteemed Aubrey. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
Sorry for my jank intro there.
That's all right. Can you hear me?
We're live. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I can't hear
How
you.
are you?
This might be my fault. Hold on. I'm going to go out and come back in.
No, you're good. Oh, okay, she's. Did I not say you're good? I guess Americans don't understand drink Australian. Makes sense though, I guess. I wish I just had Master and Commander just lined up. Aubrey, welcome back. We could hear you before.
You could? Okay.
We can hear
Sorry.
you again. Yeah.
I hear you talking about Master and Commander. Is that because of my name?
I'm trying to remember the reference.
Because it's Captain Aubrey.
Oh, yeah.
Russell Crowe's character.
Obviously. Yeah.
Yep.
Great. Lucky Jack.
Yes. You're kind of echoing a little bit, I think.
Am I? Hold on. Let
I
me
think so.
do some settings here. I'm not sure.
That sounds better, I think.
Yeah?
I think so. There's a little bit of an echo. Do you have it open on another screen?
No. I think it's because I'm using my phone and like I can't really turn off the audio on my phone.
It's not bad. It's not bad though.
It's not too bad?
No. Nope.
Okay. All right. Welcome, Audrey. You're the first to have the esteemed privilege of being on the Rob Show. How do you feel about this honor?
I mean, I kind of feel bad for you that you that I'm your first guest. Hopefully I'll make you proud. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I also feel bad that I couldn't have got like a better guest. And I think it's just
ouch. Ooh, it was less painful when I said it, but that's all right.
I was just turning your burn back at you, and you couldn't handle it. It's fine.
I can handle it. It's fine.
It is. It be how it do.
Right. Well, I'll have to have you on my show when I start it, which is going to be like coming up in the next week or so.
How's yeah?
We're going to do trivia night, so you can come on and do some trivia if you want.
All right. The Iron Duke, the esteemed Iron Duke is telling me I need to mute on YouTube.
The esteemed Iron Duke.
Still don't know how to do anything. So
I do adore that man.
Is it gonna be jank the whole time? Like, how bad is it on your end?
No, I don't think it's bad.
Hold on. Let me just do a test. I'm just gonna mute everyone. I think it's fine. We have a bit of a muffled situation, but I think it's okay.
Now it's really echoing. I think he's right. If you're listening to it on YouTube, if you mute that, I think that'll take care of it for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I did, and then... Geez.
I don't know what's going on.
How about now? Is this...
Nope,
no,
that's pretty bad.
Holy shit. Aubrey, just talk about, I don't know, stuff and things, and don't mention a certain people that exist in a certain land. And then, I'm just going to test a few things here.
Actually, I am on the spot now, and I'm not sure what to say. I could like recite the Pledge of Allegiance for you if you'd like, or sing you a song, perhaps. But you wouldn't want me to sing you a song, I don't think. So, oh my gosh. I'm failing you as your first chat interviewee. I don't know what to say. I don't know what you want me to say.
Sorry, that was a lot of pressure.
I didn't know what to do.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why
Jesus.
it's like reverberating.
Okay.
I think I would close your YouTube entirely if you've got it open.
Yeah. How about now?
That sounds a lot better, I think.
Oh, that's interesting. I think I had some feedback from my computer.
Yeah, that's
Okay. I think
a
we've
lot
got it now.
better.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Wow, I did
Zoomers
not know
are
what to
just like,
say.
we say the Zoomers are the Zoomers, but they are actually Zooming because they are just doing technology way better
Wait,
than
what was
really
the
everything else.
land I wasn't supposed to mention? What is that? I'm not sure. Is it my
Well, it
country?
just
Is it?
exists in a certain place, and Australia made certain laws against talking about certain people in certain
Oh,
places.
I see. Okay.
You know what yeah. So that's all. I'm glad you didn't do that.
No, I didn't. No, I was trying to think of a song to sing you, and then I was like, oh, he would not want me to sing a song. So
Yeah, sorry about everything. Anyway, we're back
it's all good.
with Aubrey. Aubrey, that's how you say it, right? Aubrey.
Yep. Yeah. I like that. I like how you sound.
Is it or Jack Aubrey? It sounds English. I don't know.
Captain Jack Aubrey. Yeah, no, it is. It's like a guy's name in England, I guess. But I was named after a song from the 70s.
Interesting. What song?
It's called Aubrey, actually, by the group Bread. And my mom heard it when she was in college and said, someday when I have a daughter, I'm going to name her that. And so she did.
Okay. Tell me more about this group, Bread. Interesting band, man.
I know. I don't really know why they're named that, but they're a pretty good like 70s band, kind of I don't know, your typical, I guess, 70s band, kind of easy listening rock. I don't know.
American or
Yeah, American. Or well, actually, I don't know. They might be maybe British. I don't know if they're English or British. I'm not sure. I mean, like American or British, English, British, same thing, whatever.
yeah, sure, yeah. What's your opinion on Australians in general? Like, are we cool? Are we convicts?
Oh yeah, you guys are
like
totally cool.
what is it? Yeah,
very
from an American
sexy accents.
Really? I don't know about that.
Oh no, but I kind of have a thing for accents. So I love the accents. And I picture you guys all surfing with great white sharks all around you. That's what I think of with Australia. And now the saltwater crocodiles, which are horrifying.
And obviously, old mate who got stabbed in the heart with a stingray barb.
I know. He was great. Yeah.
Old Steve Irwin. He was probably our king, the king of Australia.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
And I really want to go to Australia someday. And you guys have great animals there. Like the little wombats are adorable.
The wombats are amazing.
Oh my God, they're cute.
I do like the wombat. The reason I like them, different to like why maybe like women like them. Like women think they're cute, right?
Right.
But like I think they're just short kings that are like muscly as fuck, and they can like charge like a car and just demolish it.
What?
Like if they really get up to speed, the wombat is like if you you know, if you're talking about like muscle per weight or whatever, the wombat is probably the most beefy like land animal on Earth.
Really?
Yeah, and like big bones, you know.
Oh, I just want to hug one so badly. I just want to like hold one. They're so cute. Um, Iron Duke actually is the one who was showing me videos of these little wombats, and I had never seen them before. And he was saying that people can foster them. And so yeah, there was like a video of somebody with them like jumping all over a couch. It was so cute.
Right, yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds
They're
cool. By
adorable.
the way, there are some. I live like on a flight path, so every now and then a plane flies over. I hope that doesn't interrupt. Did
Oh
you
wow.
didn't hear anything or?
No, no, nope.
Cool. Oh, good. Anyway, so Aubrey, so you're what? You're sort of above 20, roughly. Like
A little bit.
you're about like 27 or something like this.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
no,
Great.
but
Yeah.
I'd like to claim that. Yes, we'll go with that.
And whereabouts? Like, what state in the US are you from?
Yeah, so I live in Missouri. I've already said online that on streams that I live in the St. Louis area. Yep. So right in
Missouri, and
right in the
that's
heart of the country.
oh, you like a flyover state.
Yeah, yeah,
Very nice.
right. That's so nice that they say that about us. Yes.
Yeah, and like so you're the heart of really America then.
Heart of America. That's right. Yep, a good Midwestern girl. We're
Interesting.
the sweet girls, the ones in the Midwest.
So where's like so I've heard this thing like if you go to certain places, well I guess you go to certain places in England, same thing, or you know Britain. They sort of like love honey, you know, and they have that really deep South accent. I would try to do an impression, but it's gonna fail. But it's something
Right.
like yeah, no, I can't.
Right. Like I know I'm terrible at accents, so I can't even do one either. But yeah, I was just down in Alabama in the South, and they have the girls have like the really strong accents, and they're great. They're pretty cool
The
accents. But
Alabamans, yeah.
yeah, yep.
Down in Alabama, is that?
Oh yeah.
Did I get close? No, I don't
Not quite, but I give you an A for effort there.
know.
You know, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
hey,
and
effort, Audrey. I don't know if you know this, but effort starts with an E. So
it does. But I would give you an A
Ooh.
plus grade. So for trying
Great.
hard.
Anyway, so in Missouri, do you know much about the history of your state, or?
No, I don't actually. I did not grow up here. I grew up in Michigan, so in the north of the country.
A
So
cold,
it's
ice-filled,
yeah, very cold.
Hyperborean land. Yeah,
A
interesting.
lot of snow there. Yeah, we skied a
Do you
lot.
miss snow?
I'm sorry.
Do you miss snow?
Well, I've got about a foot of it now here in Missouri,
Really?
actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so it still gets cold there in the middle of America. Interesting.
it is. It's not usually, we don't usually get a lot of snow here, but like in Michigan, we had it the last year I lived there, we had it from like October until June, and that's a really long winter. So I don't really miss that.
Yeah, that's crazy because we had a really late summer in Australia. Like it was kind of crazy how normally like during Christmas time it gets up to at least 30 degrees or whatever. But in Australia this year, like the summer was just not happening. And then it fully hit with like 40 plus degree temperatures with multiple heat waves.
Okay, so you're talking in Celsius there. So I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit.
Oh yeah, 40. Yeah. What is that
40 sounds frigid.
Fahrenheit? So hold on. What's like the ice? When does water turn to ice in
30,
Fahrenheit?
32 degrees, I believe.
Okay. All right. So you're
yeah.
you're like you live in ice? Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking, wow.
So what's really hot? Like, if you went into, I don't know, the Nevada desert at the height of summer in America land,
Yeah,
what would
American
that
land.
temperature be?
So I
Like
mean,
100 and something?
we get over 100 here in Missouri. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's miserably hot here in the summer. Very humid. But yeah, like over 100. And I don't know where you are in Australia, but
So
I think
I'm in South Australia. So
okay.
I do preface this for all my guests, and it gets boring, but you are my first, so I'll preface it to you for the first time, even though I have been talking online for a bunch of years. But I did not descend from convicts, so if anyone says that I'm
That's
a
good to know.
filthy criminal, that is not where I came from. Yeah.
Well, I'm
So
glad to
South
hear that.
Australia was really the only state that was settled by free settlers,
Okay.
mainly from England. And my ancestors were given an area which was undeveloped land up north, and the British government said, well, basically, if you can make this happen, then you own the land. But if you can't make it happen, then, well, you die, really. So, the only option was, the only
Right.
option was to develop the fucking land and make something of it.
Oh my
And
God.
that's where my ancestors come from. So,
Yeah, I was looking at going over there, and it's like a 22-hour flight from Missouri. So that's a long flight, but I mean, I'd still do it, but
don't you wish we had Concord still?
yes,
Yeah, right. It's
totally.
like we used to be. What do they say? We used to be a real country, but it turns out
Right.
we used to be a real civilization.
Right. Oh my God. The world's gone to hell now, but yeah, no, I do. I want to go to Australia someday. And so do you see, like, are you a surfer? Is that just a stereotype that you guys all surf?
So I got fat. Like, I'm old now. I used to actually teach. I used to actually teach swimming. I used to be a great, mainly pool swimming. I didn't. Well, I did a lot of boogie
Boogie
boarding. Have you
boarding?
heard of this? Yeah,
Yeah.
I never really did the whole surfing thing. I wish I did, to be honest, and it would have probably been better. Although the whole surfing kind of culture kind of died like before, I came of age,
Oh,
if you know what I mean.
really?
Yeah, like my uncle used to windsurf,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is more of a it's kind of like surfing plus a sail.
Yeah, they do that in Michigan some. So I've seen them do that. It looks
Yeah,
pretty
but my
fun.
uncle married um, I guess you would say, again, I'm not sure what to say, like with the laws in Australia, but I'll just say, like, she was an Indigenous Australian, not fully, but like mostly or half or whatever it is, right?
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. And it's great. He has more money than I do. I can't hate on the man. But anyway, so surfing, no, boogie boarding, yeah. I mean, like I said, I was a swimming teacher back in the day. I did laps up and down the pool like no one could. I would have gone to the Olympics, but I had asthma and I could only wear earplugs. I don't know if you've been. Well, you've obviously experienced maybe you haven't experienced water and the ocean because you live in the middle of the fucking country.
Well,
Have you
yeah,
ever got out to the coast?
I have. So yeah, I am kind of landlocked here, but I mean, and even up in Michigan, I mean, like Lake Michigan is essentially like an ocean. It's just fresh water, but it's so huge. So yeah. But no, I've been to the ocean many times. Yeah.
Nice. And did you have problems with your ears? Because this is the other problem I had with water was I would get constant ear infections because
Oh,
apparently my ears can't like keep water out or something.
so
And
you needed tubes in your ears.
Well, I never did that, but I just wore like earplugs, and that was the only way I could really dive in. You know what I mean?
Right, right. So you couldn't probably do like scuba diving then, huh?
Mm,
Would the pressure bother you?
I guess not. Yeah, I guess not. Interesting. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I've never done scuba diving, but I've like gone snorkeling a lot in the ocean.
I mean, I would love. I haven't done it yet, but I would love to go snorkeling on the, the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, right, right.
See
Yeah,
those clownfish and the fucking extreme corals and stuff. Obviously, all of that is dying now because of modern technology
right.
and everything that's going leaching into
Kind of
the
a
ocean.
shame. I
And they
know.
blame it on climate change. Yeah.
You guys just have so many sharks there. I'm obsessed with sharks, like fascinated by them and like scared to death of them.
Yeah, I mean, most sharks seem to be pretty cool. Obviously, the great whites will just eat things, though. So the great whites,
And
yeah, you
tigers.
want to stay away from them. The tiger sharks, there hasn't been that many reported shark attacks from the
Wait,
tigers, but
didn't you just post about how there were like 3 shark attacks in like 4 days just recently? Wasn't
did
that
I?
you that posted that? Somebody
I
posted
don't,
that
I
in
don't,
our
I don't
group.
think it was me. I don't think it was
Oh,
me.
okay. Somebody
Maybe
posted
it
that there were
was.
like 3 attacks
I
in the
don't know.
last 4 days or something like that.
Damn.
I don't know, but yeah. So and then like saltwater crocodiles. You guys have so many of these terrifying things there. I mean, they're like as big as a bus.
Yeah, but like no one sees them. I mean, this is kind of the myth. I mean, the what would you call it? The Tarzan Australian, like the crocodile hunter. That is kind of a myth. Like even in the 80s, that was very, very rare.
Right.
So it was kind of a, American propaganda type thing.
Well, I'm going to call you out on that because there's a podcast I listened to, and there was a story about these 3 like young Australian guys that were like they took 4-wheelers out and they were riding around, and then they got all muddy, so they went to go like rinse off, and a saltwater crocodile like literally came out of the water, grabbed one of them, took the guy down, and then these other 2 like swam and they had to pull themselves up into a tree, and then the crocodile waited there for them to come down. So they were stuck in this tree for like 2 days until they were rescued. It was terrifying to listen to,
Yeah, I
fascinating.
mean, I have seen that. It depends, like where you go. I mean, Upper Queensland. Generally, Queenslanders are more based than most of Australia, by the way, because I mean, it's hotter, it's more humid, there's a lot more kind of wildlife or whatever. There's more beaches. You know, you can't go out of your house and like just wear, I don't know, like normal clothes. You have to have kind of a beach body if you really like walk around. And they're more like kind of relaxed. Like they have I don't know, how do I describe the Queenslander accent? Well, it's just more like they take their time with their words, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
So like
Yeah.
the American South sort of.
Yeah,
The
they have a bit
southern,
more
yeah.
time on their hands because it's hotter, I guess.
So they talk slower because they've got more time on their hands. It's funny.
Mm,
That's
mm,
funny.
mm.
Yeah. So yeah, no, you don't really hear about people being eaten by saltwater crocodiles often. But
No, I mean, maybe they just don't tell us about it.
that could be true. That
But
could
I'm
be
pretty
true.
sure it's like, it's not really a thing,
Yeah.
as much
Well,
as the Americans might think it is.
sounds terrifying. And then you guys have snakes everywhere that are poisonous, but you have cute little koalas and kangaroos and wombats, and yeah. So all in all, I give you guys a plus, a thumbs up. I got to get over there sometime. Uh-oh, I think I may have lost you. Did we lose you?
Oh no,
Like, there
sorry.
you are.
I just had to see a man about a dog.
I understand.
One
Understand.
fact.
That's so funny. I could go ahead and sing a song right now, I guess, but again, I won't do that. I don't think your audience would like that.
Anyway, back to the interview. So
There we go.
above 20, you live in a flyover state. What else? What else do we need to know about you, Aubrey?
Yeah,
You
over
love the British.
20.
You love English men, right?
I love the accents. I do. I mean, and I include the Aussies, the Irish, the Scottish, the English. You guys have yeah, you guys have it, and the Southern Americans too. I got to give them credit. But yeah, I think I have an accent thing for sure.
And you're married, right? Or
No, I'm not. Nope.
okay, all right.
Nope. Single, no kids.
I thought you were married. Okay,
Nope. 3
all
kids.
right,
Or
interesting.
3 kids. What am I saying? No kids. I have 3 birds. Yeah, I had the greatest dog that ever lived. He was 17, and I just lost him a year ago. So he was my baby. But yeah,
What
just
sort of dog?
he was a German Shepherd Beagle mix named Jasper, and he actually sang on Iron Duke's channel one time. So he's worldwide famous. But yeah, yep. So
My
now I've just got
favorite
3
dog I would
birds.
say is a Jack Russell.
That's what you have? A Jack Russell?
I used to when I was a child. Yeah, I don't have a dog currently. Maybe I should buy a dog.
You need a dog.
Yeah,
You
because
definitely need a
I
dog.
mean I had a cat which was my like housemate's cat that they kind of abandoned, and then I gave it to my parents, and then like they had to give it away, and like it was all it was all a lot of dramas with the cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I do like a Jack Russell only because they punch above their weight, and
they do.
they're really cute, and they were trained to hunt rabbits and
Right.
burrow in there, and yeah.
They're feisty little guys.
Yeah. But I guess my favorite dog, like if I owned a farm, which my grandfather used to own, but he sold the land, and we can go into that, blah blah blah. But it would be a sheepdog,
A
like
sheepdog.
an English sheepdog. Yeah.
Aw, yeah. Yeah, they're adorable. I've had golden retrievers my whole life. And they're just like, everybody loves golden retrievers. They love everybody. They're great dogs. But
Or a Kelpie. I don't know. Do they call them Kelpies in England?
I've
They
heard
call
of
them
them.
Kelpies. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, my dog looked kind of like a dingo, actually. Which I mean, I think dingoes are adorable. And he had those long, skinny legs like a little dingo. But
Dingoes are really cool. I just
really
wish
cute.
the Aboriginals didn't like have dingoes, if you know what I mean. And I don't know. There's some kind of thing where I'm like, we should have done the dingo better than they did, like the dingo, if that makes any sense.
Okay. I get it. Oh, and what about the what is it? The Brumbies? Isn't that what the horses are called? You
The
guys have
Brumbies?
the wild horses? Is that what they're called? What are they called? What am I thinking? Brumbies, right? Isn't that right? Anyway, you guys have all the wild horses there that are so pretty.
Interesting. No, I haven't heard of this. We do have a lot of camels.
You have camels?
Yeah, in Northern Australia, yeah.
Really? I did
Yeah,
not know
massive
that.
population.
Like native to Australia?
No, so they were brought over by Arabs, because they were hired by the British when they were exploring Australia, because camels are obviously handy to have in a hot environment. And okay, Iron Duke saying Brumbies are wild Australian horses. Interesting. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I know of them because of him actually. So yeah, I've seen a lot of videos of them. They're beautiful. And he like Iron Duke, I know is very he's behind like trying the conservation of them because they get people that go out there and like just shoot these poor little horses. And I used to have horses, so I had 3 horses. And I love them. I would love to have horses again someday. But
The
camels.
horses that I like is the Clydesdale.
Oh my gosh, I know, they're great.
Because like they're just like beefy motherfuckers and
They're so cute.
they can pull anything that you'd like. You give them any task and they'll just walk.
Right.
And they have huge hooves, like
Oh
bigger
yeah.
than any horse I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, they're
They're not
awesome.
like fast moving, whippy kind of creatures. They're like more of a slow mover, which I kind of identify with.
Yeah, no, they are. I've always wanted to have a Frisian, and they are huge horses like a Clydesdale, but they're all black and they're just gorgeous. I think like the knights used to have like Frisians.
Oh hell yeah,
Yeah,
Legion.
yeah.
Is that a reference to Phrygian or because I'm thinking about like the Dutch and the Belgians. What am I trying to think of? The Phrygians?
And it might be
Probably help me out.
again. You know what? Iron Duke will know. But yeah, I'm not sure. But I know that they were like horses that a lot of times the nobles like, and I think some of the Knights Templar would ride the Frisians. They're just very noble. They look like Clydesdales, but they're just all black and they're just oh my God, they're gorgeous. Yeah, you don't like go doing like hunter jumper stuff with Frisians. You know, they're just like Clydesdales. You wouldn't. They're pretty big. But so in St. Louis
Interesting,
here, we've got
interesting.
Anheuser-Busch. You know, like the beer company, and
Mhm.
they're originated here in St. Louis, and they have the Clydesdales are their really representative animal. And so you can go down there and go do tours of the brewery, and you can go through the Clydesdale stable, which is really cool. And they have like literal chandeliers hanging in every one of the stalls. I mean, they're really well treated horses. It's pretty cool.
Nice. You know, my father often talks about the pigs that lived on where he grew up on the farm, my grandfather's farm, and he often said the pigs were the best treated pigs in the world.
Really?
Yeah, they were like pets.
Oh.
Because my grandfather his stock was mainly sheep and wool and wheat. That's how he kind of made his money. But he had a go at pigs at one time, and he found out that like it wasn't that profitable. So he just built this whole enclosure kind of fenced off area with mud and like water and everything. And the pigs just lived like a great, like perfect life. Yeah.
I love that. I so love that. Yeah, I was actually in South Carolina like a month ago, and I was house sitting for 2 dogs, 2 horses, and 7 chickens. And the dogs started going crazy at night one night, and I mean just going crazy. And I look in the backyard, and there are 2 huge pigs and a goat just standing there in the backyard. And I was like, "Oh my
I
God!"
love that. It's like the goat is like hoarding the pig. Like
It was he was like
the
in
goat
charge.
is like the demon, and the pigs are
I
horses or
know.
something.
Right? It is actually symbolically, right? And the horses were going crazy because I didn't know this, but horses hate pigs. Like they hate them. It
Yeah.
was the weirdest thing. So the horses were freaking out and I didn't know what to do. And I had to get in this big like vehicle they had, like off-road vehicle, right? And I had to like herd these pigs and this goat. So I felt like I really accomplished something. Like like a cowgirl out there.
That's really cool.
It
Did
was
you put on
crazy.
the hat? Like, did you
I
put on the
didn't.
cowgirl hat? No,
I
okay.
didn't. If
Well,
I had
you missed
had
an
one,
opportunity there, Aubrey.
right? I know. If I had had one and like gotten a lasso out, right?
Yeah, you
But
could have.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
know. I know.
but
But I
like
did record it.
my mate started breeding pigs, right? Which I don't know. I've kind of lost contact with him now, but I went to his property to check it out and stuff because he was like, "Yeah, I've checked out of society. Now I'm just breeding pigs or whatever." You know, and it was his like parents' property, so like he had some support. But anyway, so I got there, and it was actually fucking scary to me because
Really?
yeah, because pigs are a fucking really scary animals. Like they're big. Like
Yeah, they're huge.
I thought that they weren't that like whatever. You know, you think of like a pig, they're like just like a little
Right.
pink thing that runs around or
Right.
whatever in the mud. But yeah, I think he had like 25 or 30 of these pigs, and some were fucking huge. And
Oh
I was
yeah.
no, I'm good. Like I see them.
They're like
over
hundreds of
there.
pounds. Well, so yeah, when I saw those two in the backyard, I was on the phone with my boyfriend and he was like, "Don't go near those," because he knows me and I will go and hug any animal that I see, like anything. And my friends always say that I'm gonna die someday by like seeing a bear and going up and hugging it, which could likely happen. But these pigs, like he was like, "Don't go near them," and I was starting to walk over to them, so I guess I'm glad he told me not to. But the goat kept trying to come over and eat the horse food that I was like preparing to take out to the horses, but the pigs were just like eating. They didn't care, but they're huge. They're huge, and I mean they'll eat anything. Like they'll kill people. So yeah.
I mean, that's the whole. You've seen Snatch, right?
I've seen what?
Snatch.
No, I have not.
So this is the Guy Ritchie. Are you aware of Guy Ritchie?
Right. Like Brad
Maybe
Pitt's in
you've
it, I
heard
think, right?
of Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm. So
And
Snatch,
Brad
there was
Pitt's
a
in
guy.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there was this guy. What was his name? Bricktop or something. He was like this classic kind of English gangster, but like, an old time weirdo English gangster. Like he'd been in the game too long or something. But he was a savage. And, his whole thing was, taking out the opposition and feeding them to the pigs.
Oh, wow. So Silence of the Lambs, the second book. I read like the trilogy or whatever. I think it was 3. This was a long time ago. I think it was 3 books. But the second book, that was the plan, was that these like bad guys were going to take the bad guy Hannibal Lecter and they were going to feed him to the pigs. That was their plan. And that was the first time I heard that pigs would do that. And I was used to the movie Babe. Do you remember that movie with the little pig?
Oh, yeah. It was a great movie. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know it's a great movie. It is. I've been trying to get Iron Duke to watch that movie with me, and he refuses to watch it. But you've heard it now here. It's a very, very good movie. And I thought like a little pig was like that, like the little cute pig in Babe. But
Well,
no,
not my first impression of pigs, but one of my impressions of pigs was Charlotte's Web. Have you heard of Charlotte's Web? Yeah, right.
Cute little pink pig like Babe.
Great movie, by the way, Charlotte's Web.
It is. Yeah, good book too. I remember reading that in elementary school.
Are you a big reader, Aubrey? Or?
I am a big reader. Although like so I've been reading like a lot of rotting my brain with romance books lately, which is kind of a new thing for me. But yeah, no, I do. I like to read. I like to read. Are you a big reader?
When you say like romance books, you're talking about like
Oh no.
Yeah, you're talking about like Guna for women, like slop, right? Or no?
Yeah. So yeah, I was on another podcast recently discussing this on the Anglo Gang, actually.
Mm.
And yeah, they're pretty bad. Those are like yeah, those romance books. They're pretty bad. It's a guilty pleasure, but no, I like to read
Well,
all
how
kinds
do
of
you think
things.
it works? Like, do you think it's like the push and pull? Like, what is the mechanism behind these books? Like, because I think if like I fully got into AI or whatever, I could just sell a bunch of Guna books and like make a lot of money. And I think there's like a
Right.
formula behind it. I think it's like, there's a mysterious, guy or whatever that like has status, but you don't know like what he's up to or something like this. And then it's like, but he has big muscles or whatever, and he's like, maybe he'll like kidnap you, maybe he
Right.
won't. Yeah. So
Right.
it's
Well,
like a
you
push and
you want to get
pull,
kidnapped
isn't it?
if you're
Yeah.
the girl. You want to get kidnapped. So yeah, definitely kidnap the girl. That's for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, we talked about this on the Anglo Gang, where it's like, you I think it was Therium was giving me trouble about this, because he was saying like, so the girls want the guy they want to think the guy might kill them, but he doesn't. And I said, exactly. That's where it's hot. Like, you don't know if he's going to kill you. You hope he's not going to kill you. And he comes around, right? That's kind of the thing. Or then you've got like, there's all these different tropes, right? Then you've got the trope where it's like the old time in England, and it's like some, I don't know, knight or whatever that like saves the girl or whatever. But feminists have kind of ruined the romance like, I guess, genre a bit. Because
Well, I mean, like it's interesting because, like, what do you think of Nosferatu? Have you seen Nosferatu, the latest version?
I've not seen it.
Yeah, so he's like, I mean, he's dead, right? But he's like 10 foot tall with a mean mustache.
He's a vampire, right?
He's a vampire, and
With a mustache,
he's an old duke with like a castle and blah blah
right?
blah. Which is kind of, I feel like that's appealing to women.
It
Just
is.
like
That's totally appealing.
the old guard with a big castle in the woods and so on and so forth. And it's like, yeah, but like, is he gonna kill you? Well,
Right.
maybe he will, And there's this great line in the movie where Nosferatu comes into the room and he kind of reveals his whole self. And like I said, he's like 7 foot tall with a mad moustache. Looks like a kind of a German Prussian officer. Like he has this old school uniform on. And the whole conversation is really like, I'm not here because I'm here. It's because you want me to be here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's like your lust has made me real, sort of thing. And so he's kind of blaming, he's kind of blaming the women like straight up in their face. It's a great movie because it also has a lot of paganism within it, because she's like almost like this god of, well, not god, but she's like this priest of Isis who's going to take the ultimate evil. Have you seen many Robert Eggers films or?
No, I have not. No.
Okay. Well,
this one
Robert
sounds
Eggers,
good though.
he did Northman as well, which is a brilliant film. Everyone should watch Northman. A lot of people don't really understand it because it's like too, I don't know what the word is, like too kind of basic. But it's a story of, it's basically the story of Homer, but it's put in like a Viking invasion time. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit
No,
off
no,
topic.
no.
I'm getting confused as well. I need to ban this fucking bitch who's always getting in my shit. How do I ban people on YouTube?
I don't know. Is somebody giving you trouble in the audience or something?
Yeah, Claire. Well, I'm gonna have to. I'll time her out. I'll work out how to ban her later. But it's fine. Anyway, Aubrey, back to you. So this is your time to shine. So, sorry, I had a whole bunch of questions. Have you ever tried Vegemite?
No, I've not. Interesting question, though. I've not. I don't even know what that is.
Not
Actually,
available
I mean,
over
I've heard of
there,
it.
or-
It sounds
It's not
awful.
available over there, or
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't sound great, but I've heard of it. It's like a spread, isn't it? That you put on
yeah,
things.
it's a yeast spread.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
What do you think of British food in general?
Okay, so I've not been there. And I've got to tell you that I made a comment in the audience during a Splendid Isolation episode one time, and they stopped the podcast and everyone turned on me, like everyone on the panel, everyone in the audience turned on me and went like crazy on me about like how no British food is good, blah blah blah. But like black pudding sounds horrible. Horrible. Like it's got like blood in it, which I don't understand. But
Okay, but this is kind of it's interesting. So okay, but escargot, which is a French dish,
love
which
it.
is snails, right?
Right. I love it. I've had that a bunch
So
of times.
you say black pudding is gross, and then you're like, yeah, but I'll eat snails.
That's true. That's true. And I love calamari. I love I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a delicacy over there. So
I think it's a Saxon thing. So I think like the Germans have multiple sausages. The Italians do as well. The Italians are big on their sausages, right?
right.
Big in Germany is blood sausage, which is basically what you're talking about. So it's basically black pudding. But that's at least the British kind of cooked it longer. They cut it off and like fried it, and that's a black pudding versus like an actual blood sausage, which is maybe fried or boiled, but you don't like cut it up and then like serve it for breakfast or something.
Right. Yeah. No, that does not sound very good. But Vegemite, I mean, I would try it. What do you have that on? Like a cracker, or what do you put it on? Like toast?
So you get like a good solid piece of white bread.
Okay.
And not the cheap white bread. You get like a good, like nice white bread, right?
Okay.
And then you toast that. And then you let the butter melt in. So you spread it with butter.
Okay.
A good helping of butter, right?
Okay.
Not fake like margarine, actual butter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys have real butter in the US?
Oh yeah. I don't buy margarine at all. I get real butter.
Okay, good. And then like you let it melt in, and then you just give like a good smear of Vegemite. Just like you don't load it on, but you put like a few good like
a generous smear. Got it.
Yeah. And then like it's wonderful because it's like it's kind of like a salty it's nothing like soy sauce or like
oh my god.
No. It's nothing like soy sauce. Or what's the other salty thing that I'm thinking of? The little fish that
anchovies?
Yeah, it's not like anchovies, but it does have like kind of that same salty appeal. So people that are into anchovies, I think the reason why they're into them, I'm into them, by the way. I do like a good anchovy.
Right. No, I think they're good too.
But that's what the Vegemite does. So it's kind of it looks gross. The texture's pretty good. Like it's a good thick texture. But no, it's good. It's just basically like a salt spread.
Okay.
I don't know. That just works with butter and toast, really.
It works with butter and toast. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, especially if I come over to Australia someday, I'll try that. I will try it. But it doesn't sound lovely.
I mean, the Brits have been doing it for years. It's called Marmite over there.
Okay, so that's the same thing.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder why that hasn't caught on in the US. I'm not sure.
Wonder as well. Because I mean Marmite is what was I gonna say? It's sweeter though. Marmite is more sweet than Vegemite. In fact, I actually prefer Marmite sometimes. I don't know if they added some chemicals or something, but it's like, yeah, it's more kind of sweet. It's less kind of harsh. Vegemite is like if you want the real stuff, you know?
Okay. Well, I like fish and chips. So I'd be okay on that front. Yeah. And yeah, I don't really know what else. I've got to go. I've got to go over to England and I want to go to England and Scotland and Ireland because it's where my family is from, and so I want to go and kind of see all the. I'm really into ancestry, genealogy, so I want to go and see the places where my family came from, and yeah. So I feel akin to you guys. What do you guys think of us in Australia? What do you think of us like Americans?
Wow, that's a complex question. I mean, no, because like it's like, you know, we were part of the British Empire, you guys rebelled. You know, that wasn't necessarily your fault currently in, you know, 2026 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, there is certain antagonism, but there's also this concept where we don't want to be Chinese, so we're actually glad that we allied with you guys during World War II, and then now you have some bases here, and you know we don't care about that much. But again, it's like it's the government versus the people. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it is complicated. And I mean, my country is not like shining right now in its best light, but I think like here, I was a little bit surprised. I think when I started doing some of the podcasts with the Brits that there is a lot of kind of looking down their noses at America, and it's funny because over here, like we think of you guys. I've never heard anything bad said about like Australia or the UK. Like France, yes, but like you guys, never. And I've always been raised hearing that you guys are like our greatest allies, right? But there's a little resentment coming the other way from some people. I've noticed.
I like Alan Duke's comment, septic tanks. Yeah.
What did he say?
This term, septic tank. It's a horrible term, but it's true. Aussie slang. Do you know what it means, though?
No.
So it's just rhyming slang from England. So the Cockneys had certain like rhyming slang, right? I would give you an example if I could remember one, but septic tank is just a yank, right? That's all it really means, and it's, you know, don't take offense to that so much because the septic part of it is just like what they did, like they just added a word and then made it rhyme. So it's not necessarily that your actual septic tank, right? And also the other like kind of thing about it is it's aimed at the Yanks specifically. It's not aimed at like all of Americans. So you not being a New Yorker would like pass you off as not being part of, you know, Yankee Yankeedom.
I
Right?
was from Michigan, though, which is pretty far. That's as far north as it gets to. But yeah. No, you guys do seem to be a little bit more behind the South of America, it seems.
What do you mean behind the South?
I guess like from just I don't know, conversations I've had with kind of the group, right? That they kind of seem to be a little bit more behind, like Civil War South, South America. You know, the whole Robert E. Lee versus Ulysses Grant, right? Um, and
Okay.
so Missouri was like a divided state. Missouri was like South and North. It was kind of separated, but
I'll give you kind of like a red pill or whatever on the English Freudian slip, the American Civil War.
mhm.
Right, what it was a continuation of the English Civil War.
Oh, interesting.
And so what happened was mainly in the South, you had the descendants from the Royalists, and they were, they were kind of like set in their what would you call it, like feudal ways, right? So you had like almost like barons. They were barons that lived on the land and had like plantations and so on, right? Which is a very kind of, it's a feudal system, yeah.
Right.
In the North, there were Protestants basically, and they were like, like a classic example in America right now, which maybe you would frown at this, but it's Richard Spencer. So he's like a classic product of the Protestant North, right? And so what happened was it was like an English Civil War 2.0. So you had the Royalists versus the Protestants, really. It was those who thought they were free versus those who wanted to maintain their own feudal society again.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying, though? Like,
Yeah,
I don't think I explained it very well. But.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's funny because I know, so history, I've just got to be upfront. Like, history is so not my area of expertise whatsoever. I did not pay close attention in class when I was in my history classes. I would have now because I find it a little more interesting, but it's just not my area at all.
But they just don't teach it very well, I feel like, because I don't know.
Everything's so woke now, too.
Plus, like, they don't teach our history. They teach, like, I mean, okay, in my high school, they did teach about the explorers and stuff, but it wasn't really, it wasn't really about, like, what happened to lead to how Australians were actually exploring Australia or anything like this. It was just like this struggle that Burke and Wills did, which, don't get me wrong, like Burke and Wills were pretty cool. Like, they almost made it from south to north. They both died, but
oh God.
Yeah. But no, but it's like Australia is a harsh environment. I mean, that can happen, right? So, but I don't know where I was going with this exactly, but all I'm saying is I think history repeats itself, and it is a story of Western civilization, and it just really, it's really just what am I trying to say? It really just like equals, what was good, and then like it doesn't. Sorry, I was distracted. The American War of Independence was a civil war. Yeah, well, exactly. So we had two civil wars in America. Yeah.
Right.
No, I completely agree. Yeah. I recently, well, you saw it in the clip, Master and Commander. What a great fucking film.
Oh, it is. It is a great film. Yeah. Really good. And I guess the books are really good. Again, Iron Duke, he's a close friend of mine, as I'm sure you've been able to tell now because I keep talking about him. But he has had me watch those films, and they're really good. I can't imagine what that was like to be in the military, in the Navy back then, and I mean, like they have these battles with these other ships, and they're just like right next to each other, right? Like shooting these cannons. I mean, that's pretty hardcore. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, just the I don't know, the bravery it would take to do that is pretty astounding. And that's where I give, you guys all a lot of credit, like the Brits, whatever, like all of you guys, for the exploration that you guys, and okay, also films, Zulu. So that's another film that Duke had me watch, and that was phenomenal. And I was just like astounded by the way that they were able to hold off these, masses of people coming at them, right? And you guys have like example after example after example of just overcoming obstacles that are just insane. So
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I'm sure you're getting bored already when we're talking about history, but I just
no, I'm
wanted to
not.
mention this because, it is, the second, first stream, whatever, on my channel, which, I mean, hold on. What's your opinion on the Japanese?
I don't really have much of one, except that my grandpa was a World War II pilot, so his view was not great. Like he didn't want us to buy Japanese cars or anything. But that was it's kind of understandable at the time what they were dealing with, but I just don't really have much interest in like the Asian culture much. I don't know. I just don't. I'm really more focused on kind of like the UK and all of you guys, but I mean Japan. They seem like nice people. I don't know.
Hmm. I
What's
mean,
your
I
view?
would agree. I would agree. And I think they won the economic battle in the 80s
Right.
because they produced goods, right? This is
Hmm.
kind of the thing that, I don't know, the Americans kind of, they didn't quite get. The way to win the economic battle is to produce goods and, ship them overseas and make them appealing. So we all, like everyone in America knows Toyota, right?
Right.
And Honda, and well, I think they call it Akira or
Oh,
something.
Acura is like the high end
Acura, yeah.
of that line, yeah,
Mm,
of Honda. And my car I've got a Mazda, and I think that's Japanese, I believe.
Yeah, Mazda. I mean, like, what was what was the plane? What was the plane that fucking killed more American air pilots than any other plane? It was the Mitsubishi Zero.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right though about like I mean they kind of stole the car market. Like America's car market is like floundering now. And it used to be so strong, right? Um
And Mitsubishi, I mean, he was a samurai. So,
oh, really?
yeah. So that's where that comes from.
Those guys are pretty badass, the samurais. Yeah.
But I mean, but let's put it this way. I mean, like, I respect the Japanese, but I also am really dark about them because, and I don't want to blame Churchill. I am kind of blaming Churchill, but I don't want to directly blame Churchill. But the disaster that was Singapore, the fall of Singapore, the Japanese came in from the north through land, and the British Navy thought they could hold them off. And the British thought they were going to go through sea, which was a bad mistake. Turns out most of those, it was like 20,000 Australians who were captured, and then they were put to work on the Burma Railway, which was they all pretty much died. I mean, some of them survived, but it was a horrible journey. But the one things the Australians will take away from the Americans in World War II is the first land battle that was won on land. It was in New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, against the Japanese, and the Australians won that land battle, and that was the first, and that was literally just Australians versus the Japanese on land, and that was the first land battle that they lost in World War II. So, big ups to us, right?
Right, for sure, for sure. And and you guys, I mean, still to this day, like you guys have been strong allies of ours. I believe in Afghanistan, right? You guys had troops over there with us, I believe.
No, yeah, we did, and in Iraq and so on. But like, I'm not. I mean, I don't hate on the Afghanis. I mean, my first question is, what were we even doing there? But,
right. I know. Yeah. And the way we left was just disastrous. But yeah, my ex was in Afghanistan actually when so I was married, and yeah, he was over there, and it just, I don't know, we lost so many guys for what reason, right? Yeah, I think we, they don't want to come around to democracy and our way of life, and I think the Americans have to kind of get that through their heads a little bit. I mean, I respect trying to give people the opportunity to be liberated and to be free, but not everybody's there, and they're still living, so many of them, as they were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It just, they don't want to be westernized. So,
yeah, and why should they?
yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Middle East, but
I mean, I'm not saying you're one of them, but there's this kind of view, and it's primarily through Americans. Also, it's bleeding into the British kind of right now. But I mean, why do we need to fuck with like people from foreign lands? Like, can we just like leave them be? Do you know what I mean? Like,
right. I would say 9/11 was, pretty much what precipitated that with us, which was pretty awful. And I know there's like the whole conspiracy theory about that I've heard from some people about like America being behind 9/11. I don't believe that. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Middle East. I got to be honest. I'm really not. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say a whole lot more than that. I'm just not a big fan.
I get it.
But like at the same time, like my ex, like where he was, they were they had like some airstrips that they were protecting, and he said that like there were these little like Afghani kids that would come over to where they were in this like tower, and they would like draw little, they couldn't speak the same language, but they would draw like little cartoons, and they would put like planes, and they'd draw a picture of them in there and say like, like, we'll fight with you, and like, and he said that was one of the most enjoyable parts of his time over there was communicating with the kids, and they'd throw candy bars to the kids and stuff like that. And so you think about that, and you think about the innocence over there too, and yeah, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah, I mean, like, so what do you think about, and this is going to be a complex question, and I know you're just a woman, so maybe you won't be able to answer this.
I'm just a girl.
I'm just joking. But so what do you think about this whole like thing where, basically there's a world empire which is kind of ruled by you know, British adjacent people, i.e., Americans.
Yeah.
And then we need to kind of bring truth and justice to the rest of the world. Like, what's your? Are you a fan of, you know, spreading the Enlightenment to the rest of the world, or no?
That is yeah, that is kind of a complex question. I mean, I think it's one thing. I think you can't force things on people. I think, you know, trying to I know there's a lot of people that don't trust like government at all. I think, you know, the government has done some shady things, but I also don't think that everybody in the government is bad. But I think, you know, I'm a believer in democracy, and I think that, you know, trying to give people the opportunity to at least um, thrive, and give people a chance, is a great thing. But again, not everybody wants that, and I think we've got to respect what people want. Um, I think it's kind of a shame too. Like our country, I feel like we've become so like maybe diluted from what we were set up to be, right? How we were set up as a nation. And I think that, you know, everybody's like, oh well, we're the melting pot, but we kind of weren't. We were a melting pot, but it was of like, you know, you guys, like the UK countries mainly. And I feel like yeah, this goes into so many rabbit holes, doesn't it? But I feel like we've gone kind of away from that, and I feel like we don't have a lot of cultural identity anymore. And I feel like we're kind of not allowed to, right? I mean, you're like the evil white man, right? So you guys are the ones to blame for everything now. And I think that's kind of a shame. So I would just like for us to be able to have a little bit of to be able to have like cultural pride again, and not that we have to that everybody's like apologizing for who we are. Because I don't think we've been bad. I mean, like I know in South Africa, for instance, I mean they were doing a lot better when it was you guys over there. Um, I think, yeah, for many reasons, but
So yeah, this is an interesting topic. So, wait, by the way, how are you faring so far? We can chat for
oh
hours,
no,
but
yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good as long as you want to talk. I'm good.
you good?
Yep,
All
I'm
right.
good. I'm good.
So
I'm a talker. I'm a
don't give
talker.
me that. Don't give me that opportunity, Aubrey, because
Yeah.
you
No.
will regret that.
No, I'm a talker. So as long as you want to go, it's totally cool.
All right. So South Africa was interesting because, and I actually fight with my British mates about this. I'm sure Iron Duke would have a few opinions on
Oh
South Africa,
yeah.
but like, let's be honest, it wasn't us who like founded South Africa. It was the Dutch, right?
Right.
And the English have a kind of a let's just put it this kind of way. They have issues with the Dutch because of the Glorious Revolution. So I don't know if you know about the Glorious Revolution, Aubrey, but basically William of Orange was apparently invited in air quotes, to like stabilize the royal crisis in the UK, or back then I think it was just England. And the Whigs were invited over. So have you heard of this idea of the Whigs?
Right. I have.
So every person in courts, who's a judge or a QC or a higher lawyer, wears a wig, right?
Mhm.
And this comes from the Glorious Revolution, because the Dutch, they all had syphilis.
Oh God.
Yeah. So in order to hide the fact that their hair was like thinning and falling off and they had sores on their head, they wore wigs.
I did not know that.
Yeah, this is where wigs come from, by the way. It's the same thing in medieval France, where multiple monarchs wore wigs because their hair was falling out because they all had syphilis.
Oh God.
Yeah. Anyway, so what was I gonna
So
say?
South Africa.
Oh yeah, thank you. And so the Dutch founded South Africa, but these were Dutch farmers, and they called them the Boer, right? And the Boer, the term Boers actually just means farmer in Dutch or ancient Dutch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so these were kind of based people, in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
based kind of white people that actually did stuff in the Cape. And then, you know, they say they took over and massacred and blah, blah, blah. But that's not actually true because there wasn't actually that many black people in the Cape at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they just built a nation, right? Just like in Australia, by the way. I mean, okay, there was hundreds of tribes and they also spoke different languages, but they hadn't built like anything. Let's be honest. And so we just like did that, right? We just built we just did what we wanted to do, which is what, you know, the British and European people do is they get to a place and then they just do things, right? They just build things and make things good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of the narrative of history. But the issue when it came to South Africa was the British came in, which I'm not saying they should not have or they should have or whatever. But the way they treated the Dutch was, I mean, it was sick. They put them into concentration camps and so on. They actually invented concentration camps for the first time. Pre-World War II, pre-World War One, pre-World War Two. I don't know. I'm going to have to look up the dates. But either way, this is where this concept came from, and they put the Dutch into these camps. And I don't know if I can support that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah, I don't know. All I know about that kind of history, I guess, is just again from like what Duke has told me about his time over there, and that people have said that, you know, they were much better off, and again, this is more modern time we're talking about, of course, but that they said that they were much better off under British rule. I think there's just a lot of corruption. I don't know. Again, I guess you've got to give people their opportunity to govern themselves if they can do with it what they want to do. I do think America has got to like stop getting involved in other people's issues. You know, I don't think that we're loved because of the things we do. I think a lot of people are not huge fans, and like, frankly, why spend the money and do it anyway if we're not going to be respected and cared for about it. So I don't know. Yeah, there's so many rabbit holes, right, to go into with that, but I don't know. I just know. I mean, like,
I'm cool with. I mean, so my problem with what would you call it? Like the American right is, and I'm not just saying like American because I can say that. That's not the reason. But the problem I have with like the AA crowd and so on, even I and Jude, is like, okay, Churchill, you know, made a few mistakes. I get that. But like, who was actually invading the countries, right? It was him. It was Uncle H, right?
right.
And you know, I'm not saying. I mean, this is the whole thing, right? This is really, it boils down to this. So the Great Game is a concept. I think it was in the 1600s, where the English would play off the rest of Europe against each other in order to maintain control of the navy and the surrounding lands, and maintain control of their own country. Okay. And now now the Americans are that's the same strategy, right? They will make Europeans and even like Middle Easterners and so on fight within themselves in order to maintain the empire. Okay. And like this is where I'm confused, because I used to be part of the empire, but now I'm a victim of the empire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then they say Churchill is bad for some reason. I don't know. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah, I think that as far as the right goes, it's funny to me that there are some people that seem to kind of go, I wouldn't say that they defend Hitler, but I don't know. And maybe I'm not as enlightened as some of these other people are, but I just know what I was taught, and that I don't think that I think there are better people we can look to, right? To say like, okay, yeah, maybe he was a nationalist, but it definitely wasn't gone about the right way. That's for damn sure. And I think that there are other people that we can look to be nationalists. I think that, it's good to have pride in our own country, and we should. I would just like to see us get back to a strong place where, I think we're letting in all these people from countries where I think like we used to have immigration, right? Where it was like people that were scientists from other countries or doctors or whatever that could contribute things. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't help like refugees in war situations, right? Like I remember in high school, this is going to age me, but in high school we had a bunch of kids that came over from Bosnia whose like parents were killed in front of their eyes. I mean, it was horrible, right? But I think obviously we need to do things like that, but I think also too, though, we've got like what's going on right now in Minneapolis is insane here in America. This whole thing with like hundreds of millions of dollars being like sucked dry by like these Somalian people. Like what are they even doing here? What are we even doing? I don't even understand it. And you guys are having the same problem, like in England, it's the same problem. And and I'm not a racist person. I'm empathetic, but I also think like we've got to focus on ourselves for a little while. And
So my whole thing with this stuff is like, I don't understand why. I mean, maybe the extreme left are thinking the same thing, but I just don't understand why we need a McDonald's in every country on earth. I mean,
right.
I'll be honest here, and why are we all under the same banking system?
Right.
Like this is this a leftist talking point? I don't know, right? And
Right.
I think it enslaves people, because what it does, and especially in America and Australia, everywhere in the West, really, for young men who have energy and they want to go out and do things, and youth is wasted on the youth, right?
Right.
I mean, they could do anything. They have extreme potential, extreme energy, and virile nature to go out there and do things. And
Right.
turns out you have to like buy a house and get a death loan, which is French for mortgage, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like what it is. It's a cajoling of the, I guess you would almost say like the Aryan spirit, or the the Faustian spirit or something like this, the Promethean spirit that wants to succeed, and yet the energy is sucked off, you know, and driven elsewhere, and allowed to, like, you know, put down whatever you had to give, right?
Right, right. Well, and I think like nowadays too, it's so frustrating because I know, you know, it's difficult for people to have like the dream, right? And of buying their own home, and like you're saying, like being mortgaged to death for something, for a home. You know, like when our grandparents were alive, like I know my grandparents, their house that they had was like $10,000 or something like that. Like it was cheaper than a car, and it was a cute little house. And nowadays, I mean, yeah, it's just I know that's one of the things that's overwhelming by a lot of the younger guys that are kind of in our group, that they say like, How are we even supposed to do this? How are we supposed to like settle down and like buy a home and have a family and do all of that?" And I think you're right though too. I mean, that I think that kind of crushes that youthful spirit that like you men do have, and to, you know, have adventures and to kind of settle your right. Right, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It's
I mean, I
overwhelming.
grew up on, like, I grew up on the tales of King Arthur and the adventures of Robin Hood. I mean,
Right.
I would play in my grandfather's olive groves with sticks for like a full day and make up a full story about how I was, you know, a hero traveling in the darkness. And, you know, this is the whole D&D thing. It's why young men are obsessed with like wargaming and like
Right.
stories and D&D and fantasy and stuff. It's like, yeah, I want to be the hero, but just can I get like a opportunity to be the hero, or
Right.
apparently not?
Right. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. And I think, you know, that's one of the things that like I've learned to it being a girl again, it's kind of you know, we don't think the same way as you men do. But which is, you know, a total other subject there about why I don't think women belong on the front lines in the military. But you know, like you guys, I have so much respect for what you I I guess traditional roles are kind of an important thing to me that I wish we could kind of get back to. And I know I'm bouncing all over the place with subjects, but I think that, you know, there is such a difference between men and women, and I think we should embrace that instead of like going away from that. Again, I know I'm bouncing all over the place with subject matter here, but I think that, you know, you guys have this testosterone fueled adventure for or spirit, I mean, for adventure. Yeah, I think it's when you can't even like get a home and settle down and like meet a nice girl, when it's so complicated now. It feels like life has gotten so complicated, right? Like, let's go back to the simple things that were just the normal things that made people happy, because I think people aren't happy these
Yeah,
days.
I mean,
Like,
never mind like Shakespeare, right? So Shakespeare, obvious genius, but like, what allowed him to do what he did? So he lived in a stable society, that with a stable monarchy, with a certain degree of like English freedom, right? The product of a yeoman, which yeomans were basically landowners, even though they were kind of serfs as well. Whatever the class system, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to go into that. But he was a product of a stable society where he was allowed to focus on his craft. And I mean, that's how you get genius, right?
Right.
That genius through a stable society where an artist can just be who he is, you know?
Right. Right. Agreed.
By the way, Iron Duke,
Yeah.
I'd be happy to have you on. I mean, please don't call me a silly CUNT.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to have you on. Aubrey, if you could invite Duke on, I'd be happy to talk to him. He appears to not be commenting anymore, though. But
Yeah, I don't know where he's gone right now, but I think talking about South Africa like gets him a little bit. So, but you know, I mean, he was a soldier there for a long time. So, but yeah, no, I think that, yeah, like the tales of Robin Hood, right? And King Arthur, like you said, I mean, those are tales that are just like what our boys should be raised on, right? They are inspiring, and they give a sense of pride for their ancestry, and I would love to see more tales like that, and I'd love to see kids getting back to that. I don't know. It feels like we're supposed to be like ashamed of that kind of our history, and I don't like that at all. But yeah. And then you can get into like feminism. I mean, there's so many layers to what I what I think. I wish if only I could rule the world, right, and solve the problems of the world. But I think feminism has been terrible for our society, and I think that let's get back to like the reason men and women are different. Let's get past trying to say that they're not. Like they are different, and we complement each other though well, right? We have like throughout all of history.
again, this is the thing. Like, yeah, traditionalism, like, is really, that is the truth. I mean, you can call it paganism, folk religions, but like that existed for thousands of years before Christianity. I don't know if you're a Christian, Aubrey, but
Yeah, I
either
am a
way, it's
Christian.
fine. But it's like, dude, this is where, this is where we were successful and we respected each other is
Right.
through our myths. And there's so many stories that just like Americans and Australians and English people are just not aware of. Like they don't even read anymore.
Right.
And it's all there. Like if you want to know anything about like your problems in life, you can just read some old texts that are like pre 1800s, and it'll probably
Right.
give you the answers that you need. Do you know what I mean, though?
Oh,
Like,
right. No, totally. I mean, we've seen right why like socialism doesn't work. We've read the books, people. Like it doesn't work. And yet there's always this like kind of revolution as to why people want to try to like bring that back. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like you said, like all you have to do is look back in the history books to see what works and what doesn't, because human nature is human nature. We're the same as we were 1,000 years ago, with some differences, of course, but like the same desires, the same base desires, right? The same goals in life, and yeah, like it's frustrating. But I think we need to get back to like I know young guys I've talked to some of them that are saying like the dating scene is so difficult to navigate now because they don't know whether to like
well,
open
get
doors
the
for
fuck
girls.
offline, guys.
What?
Throw your smartphone in a bin. This is my honest fucking take on this shit, because it's like, yeah, you're consumed with social media and you think every woman out there is a whore, and
Right.
you think she's a money grabber and blah, 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 and she'll go for the greatest like Chad on the fucking Instagram or whatever. Dude, throw your fucking smartphone away, do life, get out into like touch grass. You know what I'm fucking talking about?
Totally
Go
agree.
to a fucking, I don't know, like
Get off
go
of
to
Tinder.
the nerdiest club you can find. Go and play like D&D in a fucking games shop on your
Right.
main street, or go to fucking like join a chess club. If you don't want to do sport, okay, do sport also.
Right.
But if you don't want to do sport, go to a fucking like book reading club or something. Like
Right.
where real humans are at. Go to fucking church.
Right.
God forbid, right?
Right. Like interact with people again. And yeah, I think, it's such a different scene. Like, I don't know how old you are. Do you,
I'm
how old,
old. I'm really old.
like,
I'm almost as old as you.
almost as old as me? You mean 25? Is that how old you are? Yeah, no, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, I think like we used to meet people, right? We had to at least like go out and go to the bars or whatever in college and like meet guys and girls and whatever. But get off of Tinder. Tinder, I think is
Or I mean, the most attractive thing is creation. So create
right.
something, write
Create something.
something,
Right.
do a fucking video where you're like invested in what you're doing, create like some art, do something like, you know what I mean though?
Right.
Like
Talk to
create
people
something
and
that
right.
impacts the world. This is where I had an argument with Claire. I was like, like she was talking about, the only option for man is to become like some kind of Muslim, become like a moral character that follows the rules or something. No, don't do that.
Right. Right.
In fact, flout the rules, flout what like society tells you to do, and actually just become like Aleister Crowley. I mean, or like climb a fucking mountain, right? I don't know.
Right.
Do you know what I
Right.
mean, though?
Right. Right. And especially like you said, like the line about, youth being wasted on the youth. It's so true. And I think like now at my age, I look back and I think like, oh man, if only I could go like live my 20s again, which I think we probably all do at like, the middle age years, right? But
Two,
um
two,
but
2 years ago, yeah, 2 years ago, you thought you could go back. Yeah,
right,
22.
2 years. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you for remaining consistent. Right. But no, it's true. Like you just I don't know. I think it's sad. Like I mean, when we were kids, like we were outside playing all the time. Like you said, you were out at your grandfather's, right? Like playing outside with a stick, being like Robin Hood. And I mean, that's what we did when we were kids too. And I don't see kids playing outside anymore. Like not that often, at least. Like
That's what
get out there.
creativity is. It's the freedom to be creative, right? And this
Right.
sounds kind of like a lame line. Oh, I can be creative in my bedroom or whatever. But bro, like if you give your kids freedom to like just play in the field with sticks,
Oh
they're
yeah.
gonna make up fucking stories. Like
Oh
stories
yeah.
that you've never heard before. And your
Right.
mind will be fucking blown at what they
I
can come up.
know. Because kids are astounding. Again, I don't have kids, but like it's amazing. Like my little neighbor kids, I babysit them quite often and stuff, and I just like I'm shocked by the profound things that can actually come out of their mouths, and yeah, like just reading the stories that kids can come up with. It's so amazing and it's inspiring, and it's like let's do that. And all the parents that are on their phones too, like you go to restaurants and you see families and they're all on their phones, the kids, the parents, the everybody. And it's like, oh God, come on, you guys, like interact. When
Mm.
I grew up, like we went out on my dad had like a bass fishing boat, right? And so we went out on the boat all the time, my mom and dad and me, and we'd just go fishing and like, just I don't know, just and I always had a book with me. I was an avid reader, but like the most fun thing ever as a kid was to like make a fort, right? Like that was the best thing. Like outside,
Oh yeah.
inside,
Oh
whatever,
yeah.
making a fort. Oh my God, like still to this day, like most fun thing. And
I mean,
yeah.
my old man, he built a cubby house for me
Oh,
on
no
stilts
way.
in the backyard. Yeah.
That's cool.
And yeah, we used to have the cubby house gang. No girls allowed. Like,
That's funny. Did it stay no
really?
girls allowed though, or did you get to an age that you snuck the girls in there?
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
I never invited them back to the company. Maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I should have. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, no, that would have been really cool to have like a little tree house or something. But yeah, the imagination is like you said, like creating something is a beautiful thing, and even just doing interviews like this where you're just talking. Like, I mean, you and I, like, how would we have ever met, right? You're in Australia, I'm in the U.S., but it's just kind of cool coming together and meeting different people and talking so I give you props for doing this and starting your channel and but yeah, writing is something I would like to do. I would like to write. I was an English major and I've always kind of I'd like to get back into doing the creative writing thing. Are you a writer at all?
I've written some poetry.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too. I'd love to read some of the things you've written before sometime if you want. If you ever wanted to share. But yeah, I would love to write a book. That's kind of a daunting task. So I guess I just need to get back into writing in general. Um, but yeah, like you read about like the poets, like Shelley is one of my favorite poets, and of course Shakespeare. But there's so many others that are just brilliant. Yeah, and I don't know. Like now they're not even teaching kids how to write cursive. Like that's too difficult for kids to learn now. It's like what is going on? I just don't understand it. I don't know. Did I lose you? Did my phone get kicked off?
Hello.
Oh
Oh,
no, you're there.
I'm back.
Oh, I
Sorry,
just want to make sure because
I think I
my
just
phone
went
gets
to the
kicked
new
off.
app. No, it wasn't you. It was me. But no, I just wanted to read. Wait, if I go to a new tab, let's just see if I still maintain. Am I here still?
Yep. No, I can't hear you now if you're saying anything.
Okay.
There you are.
Can you hear
There
me
you're back.
now?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
All right. So I'm just gonna read one of my pieces if I can find
Oh,
it.
cool.
May take a little while. Classic live streaming antics. Yeah, and then I think we can leave. I think we can leave it there. We can end the stream. Great chat.
Yeah, it was. It was really fun talking to you. I enjoyed it.
Oh,
Thanks for
that's
being on.
yeah. That's thank you. And I guess I'll just leave you with this poem. So
Sure.
here it is. It's about liberty. It's about liberty and women.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah. It's deep, but it's good. I like it. All right. So you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Give me a second. Here we go. I wish I could see you there in the golden void. A fairy wall is but a fleeting moment. As I await the sun to stop drinking. Amongst your reefer is all I need. I can't hold you up now. My actions or mistakes are dissolving or have come down upon me like acid rain. The birds, they suddenly or quickly fly away with any or the slightest detection of my shame, which is some kind of farce. No sound of smashing glass. It is but the projection of the Tao. O liberty, O liberty, O liberty.
I like that. Well done. Well done.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you liked it. I know it's complex and weird, but you know,
I liked it a lot.
That's good. That's good. All right. Well, any last thoughts, Aubrey? The first to be on the Rob's chat show.
I'm honored. I'm honored. Thank you for having me. No, this was really fun. I mean, I love chatting with people, and I enjoyed it.
I hope I didn't piss off your brother Iron Duke too much.
Oh, he'll be okay.
I would like to talk to him, possibly next.
Yeah.
But that may be too forward.
He's a brilliant guy. He really is. I love him dearly. But one of my best friends, actually.
Great. That's very cool.
But no,
I like
really
his respect
enjoyed this.
for Master and Commander.
Right. Yep. Yeah. But no, I had a really great time. So thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, thank you, Aubrey. All right. This has been Chats from Rob. We'll see you later.